Well, a little bit later on this morning, Governor Gretchen Whitmer is going to deliver her budget address, and we already know part of what's in it. It's going to be a call for an increase in our gasoline taxes. It's phased in 15 cents at a time, 3 times, and so it'll be eventually a 45-cent per gallon increase in the gasoline tax, and that will supposedly gain the $2 billion we need every year to fix our roads. How's it going to play in the legislature? Let's get our first taste of that from the Senate Majority Leader, Mike Shirkey, the Republican out of Clark Lake, on the other end of our line. Senator, good morning.
It's going to be an interesting day, Frank.
Oh, is it ever? This is eventually going to sink in. We heard before that there was going to be a proposal for an increase in the gas taxes, but now it's reality for us today with the governor making her address later on this morning, and we know that she's going to ask for this increase. How's it going to fly with you and other legislators?
So I should give my governor the benefit of the doubt and at least give her a chance to explain her position. But my immediate reaction is she gets an A+ for consistency and predictability and a D- for creativity. I mean, I thought we've sent some pretty strong messages when Sycamore and his group came out with their 47 cents antics. But evidently she thought that was bad enough that people might accept something a little bit less. But I think it's going to be received with rather strong opposition in both chambers. And, of course, as you and I have talked before, Frank, gas tax is not a sustainable long-term solution anyway.
What exactly is the solution? I've heard it suggested that maybe we tap into the Catastrophic Claims Fund, which has got over $20 billion in it, and can use some of that for road repairs. Is that an option? Are there other options out there?
No, the Catastrophic Claim Fund is not an option. In fact, if once we prove, and I'm insisting that we will prove that over time after we reform auto no fault, that there will be overfunding there, that money needs to be returned back to the policyholders that paid it in. I believe, Frank, the answer here is asking voters to pay more for roads after we've proven to them that they can save a bunch of money on their auto insurance reform. And to me, that should be the number one goal. That's the thing that I believe the governor should jump on board with us. We can save every policyholder in Michigan hundreds of dollars by reforming auto insurance, and then plead with them to and survey them, frankly, to see which way they would prefer to be contribute back to the roads. Because I've been on record, Frank, saying that anybody who thinks that 5 decades of underinvesting in roads can be overcome without new revenue, I think is a little bit delirious. But having a 50-cent or 45-cent increase in gas tax, I think, is way beyond what the appetite of Michigan drivers and Michigan citizens are going to accept.
So do you believe, Senator Shirkey, that somehow we can rearrange the way we're spending now some of the funds and redistribute those or redirect those toward the road projects in the state?
I think we've got a significant amount of money available in our budget to apply to roads, but I do not think it's enough to meet the projected shortfall that we've been hearing about for the last 4 or 5 years. Achieving another $2 to $2.5 billion annually for perpetuity. I believe what we should do is repeat what we did in 2015, and that is through spending reductions, reprioritization, and some modest increase in revenue. We increase the revenue for roads about another $1.5 billion, and then repeat that again in about 3 years. Spread it out over that kind of time period, because there's 2 vectors to increasing funding for roads. The first vector, of course, is the amount of money, and the second vector is how quickly. And I think our economy is limited as to how much it can accept in a short period of time. Mm-hmm. So that's my take on it. I think we can find about a third of that 1.5 in our current spending / growth, and then the rest of it probably will be some increase in revenue.
Well, concurrently, the governor is also, we're told, going to propose an increase in spending on K through 12 education. So that's another area that will need some sort of revenue source, won't it?
Frank, I believe the early indications and the leaks of the budget proposal coming from my governor suggest that it's full of all kinds of new spending, and I'm anxious to understand the details as to where that money is going to come from. I also heard this morning that there's a proposed increase in business tax that, to me, would be a dramatic reversal of direction that has helped us claw our way back to a full employment state. So let's just stand by, let her give my governor an opportunity to make her case, and then we'll take it piece by piece.
But I tell you what, if she indeed is talking about that increase in the gasoline tax and increase in some sort of business tax, she's going to pick up a nickname in a hurry, and it's going to be Jennifer.
Yeah, sometimes I slip on occasion and do that now, and I don't do it intentionally, but I'm hoping that she doesn't earn that, Homer.
Yeah, I hope so too. Well, we shall wait to hear the complete budget message a little later on this morning, and maybe get back together again tomorrow and dissect the facts instead of just the whispers that we're hearing right now, which I believe are accurate, but we'll wait and see.
We'll touch base soon, Frank. Thank you very much.
Look forward to it. Thank you, Senator Mike Shirkey.